and welcome to Tulsa Times. I'm Lis Exon. We've got a very special show for you focusing on World War II. In conjunction with that, OETA has undertaken a huge project to document the stories of those Oklahoma veterans who fought in World War II. We'll tell you how you can be a part of it. Tulsa's Circle Cinema is also partnering with us to record veterans' memories, and we'll also take you to a Tulsa fly-in of a vintage World War II bomber, one of only two left in the world. Joining me now to talk about the Circle Cinema and our partnership with the Circle is Clark Weens, the co-founder and the benefactor for the Circle. Thanks for being here, Clark.
Thank you, Liz, for having us.
The Circle Cinema is certainly an entertainment venue, but it's also an educational venue as well, very important. And our Kathy Tatum recently did a story that illustrates your commitment to education. Let's take a look at that.
I just remember a tremendous panic.
One Survivor Remembers is the Oscar-winning documentary of the horrors endured by Gerda Klein during the Holocaust. She survived because the Nazis sent her to a slave labor camp instead of a death camp like the rest of her family.
I just heard my mother's voice, and it came like an echo, and she was saying, be strong.
Gerda's strength allowed her to endure both forced slave labor and a march across Nazi-held Europe in the closing months of the war. That march killed her three closest friends. John Taylor's history class attended a showing of her story.
I don't think I could have done everything she did. She just overcame so much, and she was able to persevere.
He believes hearing it from Gerda made more of an impression than if he had read her story.
You can't really get a full perspective of something until you actually see and listen.
And that's why Eva Unterman now tells her story of survival. For years, she hardly spoke of what she and her family endured after the Nazis forced Poland's Jews into ghettos.
I think people should know that the ghettos during World War II were prisons.
One grandmother died there. The family was then sent to Auschwitz and then Stutthof, another concentration camp. She lost her second grandmother when soldiers asked for volunteers to mend socks in exchange for bread.
There was no mending to be done. This was Saturday night. These men entertained themselves by shooting these ladies.
Eva now lives in Tulsa, where she's committed to Holocaust education. Tonight, she's the guest speaker following another screening of One Survivor Remembers. And frequently, she escorts school children through the Holocaust Museum so that no one will ever forget what happened to the Jews during World War II.
But the lessons of the Shoah, of the Holocaust, are universal. And I think that our young people in particular must know what happened.
And Eva Unterman will be part of the unique event we're hosting with you coming up on September 18th. Tell us about that.
Well, we're partnering with OETA. As you well know, Ken Burns has made a fantastic series called The War, and it starts on September 23rd, and it runs for 7 different episodes. But our portion of that is, as you've known and probably noticed by watching OETA and elsewhere, recording the history of World War II from our Oklahoma veterans is very important. And at the Circle, we've agreed to do videos of people from World War II who come in, and on October the 18th, which is a Tuesday evening, we will have a joint session in which we'll have a panel there speaking about this, plus which includes Eva, as you alluded to earlier, and then we'll have a 45-minute preview of it. But
and this is free.
This is all free, definitely free. That's part of our, it's community consciousness through film, and that's exactly what we're doing here, and it's free.
Now, you don't just stop there. You're going to continue on with this. Tell me about your plans to record.
Well, in keeping with the Ken Burns philosophy, put it on film. We're going to do exactly that at the Circle Cinema starting on the 22nd September, Saturday morning. We'll be interviewing, and we say interview in a loose form. The veterans will bring their story, and we'll tell that on a video camera, about a 25-minute time or less, whatever it works for them. And we'll be recording these, which will subsequently be made available to OETA and, of course, to the Oklahoma Archives. And our process there, if you can do one of two ways to get the forms to come and call for appointment dates. You can either go online and pull up the forms themselves and then call for appointment time and bring the completed forms with you, or you can simply call 585-FILM, and that's area code 918, and film is 3456. So 918-585-3456.
Now, many of these veterans we know are way up there in age. They may not have email, so they have relatives, they need to help
Right.
with this effort and get that form for them.
Absolutely, and I will say the circle is very ADA conscious, and it's very simple to come and park in the back and to roll down this access, and we've made it conveniently available, and we'll be doing this starting now, since the first date's already filled up, October the 13th, Saturday morning, October 15th on Monday evening, 8 to noon on Saturday, and if you'll, having got your information, call and then set up an appointment.
And you're just going to do this for as long as it
Well,
takes?
as long as people show interest. I mean, when they don't, we won't. It's that simple. And we just think that's our contribution to making sure we record the history of World War II, of Oklahomans in particular. And we'll make these films available, and perhaps OETA will show them, as you know, on their website. And someday maybe make a short film, and we'll have people come to the circle and view them.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Clark.
It's our pleasure.
We enjoyed having you.
Thank you.
Thank you.